Okay, so the next question is asking the equation of the parabola shown below. Well, having a look at this, we've got a turning point at 2 and -1. So, and that's all that we know. So what we're going to do, we'll put the indicators, we'll say if it's at turning point form, so we'll write this as x minus h all squared plus k. So I'm starting with that because that's a form. Now we've got at 2 and -1, so I'm going to say we are at, we need an a in front of here. So it's happening at 2 and -1, so we'll make this -2 and -1. Press enter and end up with that. Oh no, we don't want that. Doesn't really matter anyway. I'll delete that. And I'll delete that. So now we can see that we've got now every option we've got here is a 1, so I'm going to make this a 1, and because it's going this way, it's a negative, so I'm going to say make this negative 1 as well. If I press enter, I end up with that, and so we want negative x squared plus 4x minus 5, negative x squared plus 4x minus 5. There it is option C. The next one, we want to see the domain and range for this thing. So that looks like it's going to be a semicircle, but if we're not sure, we'll graph it. So let's go over to their graphing page. We'll say the square root of 9 minus x squared. So the square root of 9 minus x squared. Whoops, not square root. 9 minus x squared. Do that, and there we have it. So our domain looks like it's going from -3, but we can say let's do some analysis. Let's analyze a graph. Let's look at a minimum. That's what we've got here. So we're going from -3 because it's a semicircle. Quite obviously, we're going for our domain is -3 to +3, and our range would also be from 0 to -3. So that's what we've got happening there. So sorry, from 0 to 3. So that's our domain and range. So domain -3 to 3. So it's going to be one of these three here, and then we're going for our range of 0 to 3. So that's what we've got there. They will give you stuff like this, or no, in case they do, in case you haven't realized that it's a semicircle. But if you graph it, you can't go wrong. Alright, so we'll after the range, so the next question, we've got this thing, 3 minus 2x, and they tell us the range. We want to find the domain, so we're going backwards a little bit. So 3 minus 2x, let's graph that. New graphing page. 3 minus 2x. Okay, so that's what we've got there. Now, we've got our two values. So this is our range, -7 to 9. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to say, I'm going to make another graph. I'm going to have one at -7. And I'm going to have another graph at, didn't that be? Oh, there it is. And I'm going to have another one at 9. Now I'm going to zoom out. Window, zoom settings. Doesn't matter what my x scale is, but my y minimum will be -10 and my y maximum will be 10. And there we have it. So now we look for some intersection points. Analyze graph, intersection. We're looking at that graph and that graph between there and there. And then we'll do it again. Analyze graph, intersection, these two graphs from there to there. Got to move some stuff around. Okay, so we are going for, so now he wants the domain, so we're looking for the x values. It is -3 to 5. So -3 to 5, but which one? Is it this one? Is it this one? Or is it this one? Well, we look at where the square brackets are. So it's just a linear graph. So we include -7, so that means we're including our -7, which is 5. So we've got that one. We're not including the 9, which is over here at 3. So not including 3, including 5. There we have, -3. We're not including -3, we're including 5. It ends up being A. So there we have the next few questions done.